Okay, we take you back to a conversation we had earlier on the program. We were on the line with Political Analyst Zamokuhle Mbandlwa on the legacy life of the late ANC Deputy Secretary General Jessie Duarte. Thank you very much once again for your time, Dr. Mbandlwa. I'm hoping that we'll be able to have a clear line this time. You were still reflecting on the legacy that the now late DSG leaves behind, and this is at a very critical time for the ruling party.
Yes. No, thank you so much once again. No, I think my network was not stable at that time. I was talking about her legacy in terms of how she embraced the values and ethics in leadership. Because when you remember when she was serving as the MEC of Safety and Security in Gauteng, she was accused of covering up an accident that had taken place when she was driving a state vehicle. And the commission was established to conduct an investigation and call those who are responsible to book. And she was very upfront because she indicated that indeed she's the one who was driving the state vehicle. And she indicated that she have never denied that even at the first place. Only her colleagues in her office were the ones who misled people who said the bodyguard was driving the vehicle. So we need leaders like her who are able to stand firm and say, regardless of what people say about me, but this is what have transpired and this is the current situation. And she was able to come out clean. And after that, she went to Mozambique as an ambassador in 1999 to 2003. And she served very well as the ambassador in Mozambique. And after that, then she came back and she remained an active member of the ANC. And she still addressed issues that people had because she believed that democracy did not come to everybody, or liberation did not come to everybody. And she felt that at that time, she still have a role to play. That's why when she came back from Mozambique as an ambassador, she came back to be active in the ANC. And she was elected as a Deputy Secretary General in Nasrec, in Mangaung for the first time, and as a DSG. And remember, last year, she openly said she don't think she still can play a major role in the ANC. And she announced that she was going to retire in the upcoming National ANC Conference in 2022. So she felt that her role has ended, and then she tried to influence people, and she tried to liberate people of South Africa. And she now said no. She's passing on the baton to others now to continue where she have left.
Indeed, Dr. Mbandlwa. And of course, throughout our conversation earlier as well, we spoke about, how most of the time she came under criticisms for her qualities of being a straight shooter, of being forthright. And how did she handle all of that criticism?
I think she was very professional in handling the criticism because, in the society is very much divided. Whatever that you do as a leader, there are those who are going to agree with you and there are those who are not going to agree with you. And the manner in which she managed issues and leadership issues shows that she was able to listen to what people are saying to her, because a leader that do not listen to what people say becomes a dictator. And I think that's the reason she was able to be re-elected in the Nasrec conference, because people could relate with how she lead and how she respond to issues of criticism and how she influenced people, because she believed that leaders of the ANC and those who are deployed in leadership responsibilities, whether in government or in any ANC structures, must have a qualification and must have a form of expertise in that particular area. And remember, Jessie Duarte had a profession before she became a leader in the structures of the ANC. She was a management accountant. And she believed that education was a good tool to liberate leaders of the ANC and those who are aspiring to be in the leadership positions of the ANC. So that's how she led the liberation movement.
Indeed. Dr. Mbandlwa, just a few moments ago, we had our reporter Natasha Piri, who's at Luthuli House, who was covering that press briefing for us with the ruling party. We heard the provincial secretary, TK Nziza, speaking about how the ruling party needs to be brought back, in order for it to be able to win over the hearts of South Africans once again as, a liberation movement. I mean, when you have, some of the party members such as the DSG, who has also been on many occasions been termed as a well of wisdom, passing away, is this goal going to be attainable for the ruling party, or is it going to be difficult to do so ahead of this very critical year that they're facing?
Yeah, indeed, he made a very good statement, but I don't believe that the ANC will still have the same caliber of leaders that have led in the past. Because remember, for people to lead in the ANC in the past, they had to be influential in the society, and they had to play a major role in the society. If you remember very well, those who have formed the ANC, some of them were chiefs, some of them were kings, some of them were pastors, some of them were lawyers. They played a major role in the society before they came into the leadership positions of the ANC. And if you look at what happened today, I think they don't look at what role a person can play in the society in terms of trying to uplift the society, in terms of the public service delivery and to unite the community before that particular individual can be elected as a leader of the society and leader of the ANC. And I think that's where the problem is today, because if you look back and say, why leaders of the ANC are elected, why branches or delegates are electing specific leaders to lead, you don't find the same reasons that were included in the past. Perhaps it's because now the ANC is liberated and the country is liberated. So maybe the motives and the reasons behind electing leaders have changed. But I think that the ANC should go back and say, what are the fundamental values of the ANC, the ethical beliefs of the ANC, and the societal responsibilities of the ANC as the leader of the society. And then once they look into all those aspects, they will be able to produce or elect leaders that are able to address issues of the society in terms of the leadership and government, so that they are able to gain the support again to the society.
Political analyst Zamokuhle Mbandlwa joining us there to talk about the life and legacy of the late ANC Deputy Secretary General Jessie Duarte. Thanks very much indeed for your time.